Let me tell you a tale spun from shadow and silver light, a story stitched with the weight of names and the cost of belonging. It begins in Brindlewatch, a town cradled by forested hills and twilit whispers. For as long as anyone could recall, Brindlewatch held a quiet magic of its own. Echoes of laughter rippling through courtyards, taverns alive with stories, and every name spoken with warmth, like a hearth in winter. Yet one chill morning, the magic shattered with a terrible hush. In the cooper's workshop, barrels lay half-finished. "What's wrong? Where's my son's name? I can't recall." Across town, a grizzled guardsman squinted at his family portrait, the name carved onto the frame unrecognizable. A midwife stared tearfully at her quilt of stitched stars made for dozens of children, except now the brightly embroidered names all slipped like drops of water through her thoughts. Murmurs swirled, and all fingers pointed one way. The Nocturne Menagerie had returned. You see, the menagerie was no ordinary carnival. It emerged like moonlight through mist each decade, its mirrored tents glimmering with soft, strange promise. To travel there was to find wonders, fire breathers with dragon tongues, acrobats hanging like stars strung on spider silk. Entry was free, but the rumors whispered that nothing in the menagerie came without cost. This time, Tamsin Gale, bard and lorekeeper by trade, decided she would weigh the price. If magic steals names, Tamsin muttered to herself, then the magic must also be words given form. A ledger, perhaps. Her resolve hardened as she tuned her lute, the soft twang of strings matching her voice, low but firm. I don't care if they're performers or phantoms. No one takes a name without consent. Tamsin's first step was to infiltrate the mirrored tents of the menagerie, slipping past the ticket takers with rhythms hummed low enough to weave small forgetfulness into their minds. Shadows whispered through the halls, granting glimpses of the grand stage where Vel presided. The silver-tongued ringmaster's beauty was strangely ageless, his thin frame bound in midnight velvet, throat adorned with a thin silver charm etched in runic spirals. His voice, melodic and entrancing, flowed like quicksilver across the twilight air as he called forth performers who defied natural law. Their acts were mesmerizing, and yet Tamsin's keen ear detected the truth hidden between the notes. She could hear her neighbor's pain in the applause. The missing names. Behind the drapery of Oren's private tent, carved crates brimmed with silver-spun fibers, each holding power. There, sitting atop a shimmering ledger, was the very heart of the secret. Cloth strips woven with threads of voices and memory. The stolen names. But Tamsin was no fool to think she could wrest the ledger from Oren alone, so she sought trusted allies. First was Bran Mossbeard, a no-nonsense dwarven guard whose oath of ancestors bound him to protect more than lineage. It bound him to identities. "Those names," he growled, "they're bonds that make us who we are. You don't just erase kin." Then came Lila Fenn, a sprightly gnome artificer with a genius for enchanting sound into mechanisms. She fashioned locks that could trap even whispers. And last, though only knee-high to Bran, came Puck, a halfling rogue with a sharp wit and keener memory. "No one steals nicknames," Puck had said fiercely. "Nicknames aren't just ours, they're how we hold each other close." The three wove themselves into the menagerie's festive crowds, with Tamsin leading discreet reconnaissance. Together, they dismantled some of its illusions. The flickering giggles hiding desperate cries, the glamour masking golden cages where performers could smile but could not leave. They practiced caution. Vel was no ordinary warlock, but a master of subtle binds, ensnaring magic breathed through unseen threads tied to his darkening contract. Mortals, he once mused during a performance, long to transform, but who's brave enough to unleash another self? But what Tamsin saw was not bravery, it was theft. When the confrontation unfolded under the naming ring, lit by motes of stolen names swirling like caged stars, Oren greeted his uninvited guests with mirthful poise. Do you protest, my dear visitors, against wonder itself? The menagerie doesn't take, it offers. Trade your past for something transcendent. You took names, Puck countered savagely, and people can't even choose to remember. What's fair trade about stealing love, stealing memory? Stealing us? Oren's unflinching smirk answered with glittering calm. And yet, Brindlewatch once marveled here. Would they have come if their truer names hadn't been left unspoken? Truth is a choice. Magic makes it possible. Not magic, Tamsin interrupted, a fire brimming in her song as her hair glimmered brighter beneath the naming lights. Choice grants meaning. Meaning makes the names beautiful. Staunch illusions without consent crumble. And so she offered her gamble, to rewrite and ultimately soften the story Oren and his menagerie lived by. Tamsin sang the song of signing, a bold threadwork vibrating through mirrored tents and contracts alike, shaking the legger's slips free against the sparkling sky. Gilded woven threads spun brightly into her final promise, that performers' stage names could be crafted not through theft, but with their own giving intent, under lawful consent, sworn into the town's circle of memory, safeguarding rights and compelled inscriptions opting available. Symbolic signatures, safely ledgers, redesigned true ownership web institutions finally returned.